We have a liftoff.
Yo, what it is, what's up? Oh my gosh, hold the hell up. This joint look dusty. Why did joint look so dusty? Oh, y'all made me want to go get a new hat. It look kind of dusty. Hold on, cuz. Hold on. And I don't have my other hat in here right now, so it is what it is. Let me just fix this though. This joint look kind of crazy. Hold on. This is gonna bother me. Hold on. Let me just, there we go. On my head, it feel weird though. Like, wow, man, here we go. Let's just, how that look? That look cool? Like, I just feel like right now, like, it look like really like uneven. Is this right? Like, listen, bro, at this point, just rock. No, I don't even want to rock it like that. I don't know what I want to do. I'm so torn right now. Like, I don't have a haircut, so I really don't want to, like, you feel me? God. And I don't know where my hoodie's at. I got my skeezy right here, though. I could put my skis mask on. I could do that. Maybe later. Corn, what's up, my boy? How you living, man? I'm good. I'm chilling. I appreciate you for coming through. It's been a while, right? I haven't had you on in a minute. But at the same time, this is only my second episode in like 4 weeks. So it's been a lot going on in the life of mine. But I got a lot to talk about. As y'all can see, the title, Week 10 Recap, right? College football talks. We got a lot to talk about because a lot of things are happening right now. A lot of things are happening. And it's like happening fast. It's not happening slow. It's happening very, very fast. Like super fast. So, it's just me or does my camera look a little like out of focus? Alright, whatever. It's happening and it's happening fast. So, and I just want to jump right into it. And I'm going to start with college football. Oregon, we remain at the top. Now, people are going to ask me, how do you have a New York Giants stuff on? And you're not from the West Coast. You've never been there before. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the case may be. Listen, I've been an Oregon fan since LeGarrette Blount was outside punching niggas in the face. I ain't going to lie to you. When he was punching niggas in the face, that's when I became an Oregon fan. Because I ain't know people over there get down like that. But I seen that, and that was gangster. And that's when I became a fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's when I became a fan. That's really my thing. You feel me? Like, when I see gangster stuff like that, and ever since then, I've watched Oregon football, LaMichael James, Josh Huff, obviously the great Marcus Mariota, DeAnthony Thomas, Black Mamba, I forgot. I can never say his last name, but the really, really, really good corner that we had for like 4 or 5 years. He got that really long last name. I think the guy's from West Africa. And we've just been building ever since. I've just been a super fan ever since. Through the highs, through the lows. And now we're at the highs right now. Dylan Gabriel, Mateo, Jordan Birch, Joey Bassa, Derek Carmen, Jake Ferguson. I can keep going. Tez, Trayshawn. I keep going. Jordan James, Noah Whittington. It's just great. It feels really good to be a part of a winning program. That's all I can say. It feels good. If your program's not winning, it's okay. It's not gonna last too long. The way this NIL is going, just get your money up. Get your money up. You feel me? You get your money up, people gonna come to you. That's all I'm gonna say. But we have like some really like. We're going to win out the rest of the year, and then, up until the Big Ten championship, I don't know who we play. It's more than likely going to be Ohio State. If they win, they win. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be mad if they win. It's not going to knock us out of the playoffs. I just feel like if we lose, I wouldn't be upset. I would just be upset at the fact of how we lost. You feel me? Like, if we get curb stomped, then I'm like, You feel me? But if we lose by like a field goal, we lose by like a possession, you feel me? We lose by, let's just say like we driving down the field, we got to throw like from 30 yards into the end zone to score and win the game because we down by 4. You feel me? Like if we lose like that, I'm cool. You feel me? I'm cool because that means we fought hard. It's a really good game. Ohio State's still a really good football team. A little bit shaky. A little shaky. I'm a little shaky on Ohio State, and I got a lot of respect for Ohio State because I really do like that program. The only thing is just that the teams when teams who have the opportunities to take the shots on them, they don't take them. Like their last game, for example, that they just played, it was moments where their opponent could have taken that next step to like take a shot downfield, and they didn't do it. They were scared to. You feel me? Like, and I don't know what you're scared of. Just take the shots. If you have the athletes, you have the athletes. Just take the shots. Even when they played Penn State, I didn't really see them take too many shots downfield. Penn State still had the chance to win that game. They called the same play 3 times in a row, and your quarterback didn't pull it not one time. And to me, I feel like that's on the OC. That's on the head coach, on Coach Franklin. And, you know, just as much as like we blame the quarterback and stuff like that for misreading the play or blaming the O-line or we give props to the defense, no. On the first play you ran it, okay, cool, they didn't bite for it. But on the fake, nobody bit for the fake. Everybody bit on the handoff. Nobody bit for the fake. And it's a read option play. So, from what it looked like was a read option play. Now, I can go back and look at it. It might not have been, but the way the quarterback carried his fake out, it looked like it was like a zone read option play, and he just decided to hand it off instead of pulling it. And then, you know, I think they had called a timeout, I think, and you had 2 more opportunities, and you ran the same play 2 more times. Like, yeah, like, I feel like it was just like you wanted to impose your will on Ohio State, and you're not going to do that. What's up, Aaron? You're not going to do that. Not with them boys that they have on the D-line and trenches. Like, if you're not keeping that defense honest, you're not going to impose your will on them boys up front. Jack Sawyer is a dog. I always forget this kid's name, number 44. He is a dog. That interior D-line, crazy. That front seven is damn good. It's one of the best front sevens in the country. So that's why I was really confused. Like, you know, but Ohio State, they got their shaky moments. You feel me? And I just feel like that loss to Oregon exploited more than just, you know, a couple of things. I feel like, you know, we kind of showed how to beat that defense by taking shots on them, keeping them honest, you know, making sure that they can't bring everybody up. With us, you can't bring everybody up to the box and play us. You feel me? You have to respect the speed on the outside. And that's something that we had to force them to do, so that way it could open up the run game for us, because we're mainly, even though we have the highest completion percentage quarterback in college football right now, the most accurate quarterback in football right now, college football, our offense relies on a run game heavy. You feel me? It relies on a run game heavy. So if we can run the ball and we can play at our own pace, we good. You feel me? We good. But that's just like, you know, that's why, like, if that's why I feel real comfortable playing a team like Ohio State again, and I like our chances, but I respect them enough to know that, like, we're not gonna just roll over those guys. You know what I'm saying? That's still a damn good program over there. So we're not just gonna roll over those guys. I respect those guys, and that goes for really a lot of programs too, like the SEC programs and stuff. Now, I just want to let it be known for all you SEC fans, okay? For all the SEC fans, I keep listening to these SEC podcasts on TikTok and on Spaces on Twitter. As a matter of fact, I need to go live on Spaces on Twitter, as a matter of fact, so I can get some people's attention. Nah. Allow. Next. VOT. Okay. Start now. Skip. So I'm just gonna leave that there so that can be recorded. So yeah. Like I was saying, for the SEC fans, I'm listening to everybody's Spaces, everybody TikTok lives and things like that on YouTube, Twitter, whatever the case may be, Instagram. It doesn't it doesn't really phase me because I can't deny the history. I can't deny the past that like Oregon hasn't been this, this upfront. Like when we get to go play against the big boys, when we have the opportunities to go play against the big boys like the SEC and the Big Ten, we used to get our asses handed to us because we didn't have the size up front. You feel me? We had the speed, but we didn't have the size. We couldn't stop the runs. You know what I'm saying? We weren't able to run the ball because, when it comes to Division I football at that level, yes, skill guys matter, but really football and college at that high level, at the elite level with the elites of the country, is start with the D-line. You feel me? It start with the D-line and the O-line. It start in the trenches. And if your trenches aren't loaded with them hog mollies and them big boys and the boys that's throwing haystacks on the farm, you can't hang with them guys. You can't hang with them. And I think this year is our best year to do that. Our D-line is massive. Our O-line maulers. So I just feel like this is our best chance and move it forward. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. You feel me? I think if Dan Lanning can do what needs to be done this year, secure a championship, I think that's going to draw a lot of attention to us, and then we will bring in those top recruiting classes, and we'll bring in the guys that we need to bring in, including in the transfer portal and out of high school, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm super excited for the rest of our season for college football, for all of college football, because Big Ten in the SEC is not the only thing to talk about. ACC shaking up a little bit. Miami with a loss, upset by Georgia Tech. What I would love to see, right? What I would love to see. This is a hypothetical, okay? Because I'm about to talk about the Big 12 as well. This is a hypothetical. BYU drops their next two games, the Kansas and Arizona State. Potentially. This is hypothetical, okay? This is hypothetical. It's Terrible Take Tuesday, so this might be a terrible take, but whatever. And it's a setup. Miami plays Clemson in the ACC championship, and Clemson wins that game. And then BYU loses their next two games in a regular season, and then something has to happen with a tiebreaker between BYU, Iowa State, and Kansas State, I believe. But even with those three teams, that would put Colorado, with those two losses by BYU, that would put Colorado at the top of the Big 12. So, and I don't really see Colorado losing out. I think they actually went out, including the Big 12 championship. So you put them in the Big 12 championship. You put Miami in the playoff bracket, whatever, somewhere between like 5 to 11, 5 to 12, and we get a Miami in a Colorado matchup in the playoffs. 3 of the 4 Heisman candidates playing on the same field in a playoff game, and a college football playoff game, would be insane. That would bring in so much money that's not even funny, bro. I didn't even mean a rhyme right there. But it would bring in so much money, dog. It would bring in not even just the money part. It would bring in so much viewership, which would then generate money, obviously. But that would be crazy. That would probably be game of the year if, the game can live up to what I'm hoping it would be, which is crazy explosive offensive plays, big hits on defense, back and forth, like a shootout between Cam and Shador. You know what I'm saying? The Big 12 and the Big 12 can really shake up the playoffs, in my opinion. I've been telling my friends, it's really just about matchups. It's really just about matchups. And I think if Colorado gets favorable matchups, you feel me? Like, let's say like a team that really can't stop them defensively, Miami, one of them. Because if it came down to a shootout, I probably trust Colorado against like 5 teams in the playoffs. Yeah, against like 5 teams in the playoffs. I would trust Colorado in a shootout, if I'm being completely honest, because their defense, they are really stingy in the second half. A very stingy defense in the second half. They adjust really well in the second half. And that offense, how do you stop that offense? You if they wanted to throw the ball 50 times, they're gonna do that, and they're gonna score. You feel me? They're not gonna score every drive, but they're gonna score. You feel me? So it's just really a toss up, But I'm super excited about that. Trav is gonna win Heisman. That's undoubted. I think Trav, they win out and they get to the Big 12 championship. I think even if they don't get to the Big 12 championship, I think that he wins Heisman. But it would be crazy if he wins Heisman and then he gets let's just say he gets 3 more touchdowns, because I think he's at 8 or 9. I think he's at 8. So let's just say he gets 3 to 4 more touchdowns on the year, and he gets let's just say they haven't thrown to him. I haven't seen anybody thrown to him outside of the Texas Tech game. I haven't seen anybody throw to him. Texas Tech threw that on a flag too. So if he gets, let's just say he comes up with 2 more turnovers, and then he gets 1,200 total yards, he can potentially win Biletnikoff, Heisman, and a Jim Thorpe. If you win those 3 alone and you play both sides of the ball, you are undoubtedly the greatest college football player of all time. Stamp it. Stamp it. You would have to be, and it can't even be up for consideration. You would have to be the greatest college football player, because those are the highest of the high awards. Those are the highest of high awards. Those are 3 of the top 4, 5 college football awards right there. The Biletnikoff, the Jim Thorpe, and the Heisman. Heisman being the greatest. That would solidify you. And you really can't you can't justify it any other way, right? You would only have to assume that you can consider 2 more players that are better college football players, but even still, he would have 2 more awards. Hypothetically, this is if he's getting either one of them. I think he would most definitely. I don't think there's anybody else that you could give Jim Thorpe over him. I don't think there's anybody that you give the Jim Thorpe award over him. Because Will Johnson, who would be the other contender, I don't think we've seen him in a while. And then I really don't see. I could be uneducated about it, but I'm just going through all the top corners in college football right now. Kid from Ohio State, not Burke, but the kid on the other side, no. Alabama, no. Texas, no. Ole Miss, maybe number 9 from Ole Miss, maybe. You feel me? Maybe him. But they don't even throw to Travis's side. He is literally locking down a whole fraction, a whole half of the field. They're not even throwing it to his side. So for that alone, you feel me? That alone right there is well enough CB1. You feel me? CB1. And that just leads me to draft talks. Looking at how the draft is setting up now, I think the Jags are in the first place, Giants in second. And third, I don't know who's third and fourth, but Jags being at the 1 spot, they are very well. I would draft Travis in Jacksonville. What? Isn't he from Florida? No, or is he from Georgia? He's either from Georgia or Florida, one of the two. I think he's from Georgia. But shoot, bring him to Florida? I would like to see him and Brian Thomas on offense together, but I would also like to see him and Tyson Campbell on defense together. That would be a really, really good. Whoo! Wow. You just think of all the hype, the possibilities. That's really crazy. Travis and Tyson, but then Brian Thomas and Travis. Wow. If Trevor Lawrence could just get it together, I like them back into Division competition talks. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's who I couldn't think of that's who, and that's the thing. Corn saying that, the Raiders are going to be in the top of the draft as well. You better hope that they don't win any more games. They win like 1-2 more games. They could win like 2 more games and probably still be like top 3, top 4. But even still, top 3, top 4 will get you the quarterback that you want. I think. Because if the Titans don't draft a quarterback in the first round, I don't see them drafting a quarterback in the first round. And I could be completely wrong. But I don't see them drafting a quarterback in the first round. I don't see them giving up on their quarterback that they just drafted 2 years ago. Last year, really. They drafted him last year. And you give up on him after 2 years. I don't see that, especially when you're in like a rebuild. I really don't see that happening. I feel like you have to give your quarterback at least 3 years of development before you be like, all right, yeah, I'm moving on. And then, the quarterbacks coming up next year will be pretty decent as well. So, and you don't really have to pay him anytime soon, do you? Well, he was drafted in the 3rd round, so you might have to pay him sooner than later. But yeah, I don't see the Titans. So you guys should be good in either getting Cam. You guys will have a choice of getting Cam, Jalen, or Shador. Us, hopefully, we lose, the rest of our games. Probably win like 1 more game. We'll probably win like 1 more game, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool winning 1-2 more games. And we'll be like 4-12, and that'll put us at like between 1 to 4 in a draft, and that's most definitely going to get us Shador or Cam. That's going to get us Shador or Cam, and I would prefer Shador because I'm a Shador fan. I'm a Cam Ward fan too. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Cam Ward fan, but I would definitely prefer Shador. I just feel like he's. If you put Shador in Georgia, what is Shador doing? If you put Shador in Clemson, if you put Shador in, like, Texas, like, in these last 2 seasons, right? And he's doing phenomenal at Colorado. And I'm not taking anything away from Colorado. But imagine if his entire line from left guard all the way over was consistent as his left tackle, Seaton. You feel me? Imagine if, all of those guys around him, because don't get me wrong, he has a crazy wide receiver core. The defense is really, defense is good in the secondary. D-line they picked it up a little bit late, right? But imagine if he was in those SEC schools. Imagine if he was playing for Oregon. Imagine if he was playing for Ohio State. We wouldn't even question, these shits wouldn't even be questions about where he is and what he does. You feel me? If he was able to have the time in the pocket like Cam Ward does in the pocket, and I'm not taking anything away from Cam Ward, but if he was to have the same amount of time that Cam Ward has in the pocket that he does, come on now. The stats that he has now is crazy with with how the line works occasionally, and not having a run game to rely on. Having the bare minimum of a run game to rely on, right? Having a bare minimum of a run game to rely on. Having to put the ball in the air, knowing, and the defenses are dropping 7 every time, and then they'll occasionally blitz because they know the O-line can't handle it. You feel me? Imagine if he had better protection. The numbers he puts up now is crazy, but the numbers he would put up if he had... The same thing for Cam Ward too, though. I feel like if Cam Ward went to Ohio State and Shador went to Oregon, or it was flip-flop, or whatever the case may be... Come on now, man. What are we doing here? It's clear those are the top 2 guys in college football. For as far as quarterback, Jalen Milroe being like a strong 3rd. And then whoever else you want to put behind, or Dylan Gabriel will be 4th. And nobody's really talking about Dylan Gabriel. And I don't know if it's because it's the height. I don't know if it's because of the tenure in college football. Like, he has the same, he's been in college football for a long time. I think it's been like 6 years or whatever the case may be. has the most touchdowns in college football history with like 180 or something like that. I don't know if that's why they're not talking about him, but like I think it's like those 4 guys, and you got Beck, Ewers. I don't really even like the. I'm not gonna get into it, but it's those guys, and then it's those 2 guys, and then it's everybody else. Respectfully, you know what I'm saying? It's those 2 guys, and then it's everybody else. Dion wants Shador to be a Raider. I feel like it's so funny because people like it. It's so funny because everybody really looks into what these guys say way too much. And I know it's like it's a joke or whatever like that, and you know, I'm not taking it super serious, but I just want to try and clarify some things real quick, okay? If I think the Raiders and the Giants are 2 teams looking at or all 3 quarterbacks. Milroe, Shador, Cam. Looking at all 3 quarterbacks. Of course, the Raiders make the most sense because Shador trains with Tom. Mark Davis, Shador got caught talking at the game, at the Lakers game or whatever game they got caught talking at. Las Vegas is right there by Colorado. If Dion stays for that long, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole shebang, I'm going to pull an Eli. We going where we want to go. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You feel me? Like, it's comical. It's comical. And I don't, like, y'all, everybody looks so deep into it, right? Because, oh, it's Dion. He draws that attention, blah, blah, blah. Rah, 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 rah. Listen. Why am I lagging? Listen. If whatever team drafts that kid, that's the team that they're going to. It's just that plain and simple. It's just that plain and simple. And the Raiders, now this is the thing. If they do pull this Eli, this Drew Brees, this whatever the case may be, if they do pull this move, right? Why would you want to pull it? And this is no offense to the Raiders, but if you look at the whole body of both teams, if you look at both the Raiders and you look at both the Giants, if you look at both of them, if I'm looking at the Raiders, what much more do they have than the Giants? Do they have a running back and a running game that you know that you're going to need for your rookie quarterback? No. Do they have the better O-line? Not really. Do they have the better weapons on the outside? Wide receivers? Not really. Tight ends, they have 2 really good tight ends. And tight ends are critical to offense, but you don't have a run game. And tight ends really predicate themselves, like the position predicates itself on being a 2-factor position. And you know, if I know you have 2 receiving tight ends out there all the time, and they don't really run block as well. Pinky, what's up, my boy? I'm not seeing them as running threats. This ain't Baltimore. Them guys ain't the same guys in Baltimore. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Y'all can run 12 personnel all you want, but do they really, like, my defense is going to be able to play that, especially with no run threat, and then you don't have nobody really on the outside to threaten me. Like, you feel me? Like, it's just a lot. And then defensively, looking at defensively, you have Christian Wilkins, you got Max Crosby, you got Jack Jones. Who else? Now, if you compare it to the Giants, right? And then let me go back. You got Alex Pierce as your head coach, culture changer, excuse me. And you may potentially get some new OCs over there, or you might even not even have Alex Pierce as a head coach by the time the draft comes. Who knows? Who knows what's going on over there? And then, you know, you got the market, you know, that's in Vegas, because you're in Vegas, big city, big gambling city, whatever case may be, big market, new stadium. You feel me? You got a lot going on in Vegas. Now, let's pivot to New York, right? We just seen that situation in Vegas. Now let's pivot to New York. we're gonna probably have a new OC by the time draft comes around. Offensively, you have Malik Neighbors. You got first of all, your offense is young. Your weapons are young. Okay. You have a slot receiver who's probably he has the most receptions in football right now. So he's elevating himself, right? You got Malik Neighbors, who is probably, if we have a better quarterback, we would be seeing a lot. No, Corn. Hold on. Because if you could prove me wrong, Corn, if that's what I'm saying. Like, if you could educate me about the Raiders, something I don't know, prove me wrong. But I'm looking at it from the stand of Giants have better offensive weapons as far as like a wide receiver group and as far as like a running game. Okay, our rookie since week 5 has led the league. Well, not led the league in rushing, but he leads the rookies in rushing. Malik Neighbors leads the rookies in receptions. If we have a better quarterback, our offense would look a lot better. I'm not going to lie to you. When healthy, top 3 tackle in a game. Jermaine Illuminor has proven himself to be really good. Then when you look at it defensively, we are a better defense than the Raiders. Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon, and Brian Burns. Bobby Okereke and Micah McFadden. That front 7 alone is better than y'all front 7. And we have lost more one-possession games than I think anybody in the league since last year. And the difference is our quarterback. It's just that simple. It's our quarterback. It's that simple. Now, if y'all would have kept Devontae, you would have kept Hunter Renfrow, and then you got Myers and what is the new tight end's name? What is his name? The new tight end, the rookie tight end, right? You have those 2 guys going on. You feel me? Then I would talk about your offense a little differently. You feel me? Then I would talk about it a little differently. But y'all don't have that. And then when you look at New York, we have a better. First of all, we talk about the Sanders and the media and X, Y, and Z and all this other shit. Who has a better market media than New York? What market media is better to live in than New York? LA, they don't have shit going on over in LA. Both teams. Vegas, y'all just got to Vegas. Y'all just got to Vegas. And y'all ain't do shit but stink up Vegas so far. Okay? Like, y'all in the same boat as the Giants. Y'all in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are in the same boat right now. But our market is massively better than yours. What situation would you rather go to? A market that's going to generate you? Like, and if they're all about their money, and they're all about their image, and they're all about winning and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's just the out. You know what I'm saying? That was just my argument. If they pull a Eli and it's like, I don't want to go here. I'm gonna go here. You feel me? It's just now he could pull an Eli and screw to both of our program or both of our organizations and go to Dallas. But I'm gonna tell y'all in a second why I don't think that's gonna happen because I have that written down. You said go Manders, raise hell. I'm mad that y'all lost that game the other day, but I can't be mad. I can't hate on y'all for real. Y'all are a good team. I feel like y'all need one more wide receiver. Y'all get one more wide receiver. Y'all get like a speedster, a burner. That offense is going to be really good next year. It'll be really good next year. Defensively, I don't know. Y'all missing some pieces defensively. Payne will be back next year, I think, if Payne is not hurt. I don't want to talk about the Commanders right now. I don't want to talk about the Commanders. I don't want to talk about y'all right now, okay? For me, right now, the Commanders and the Steelers are 2 teams in the same boat, but I'm not going to talk about it right now, okay? I'm not going to talk about it right now. Back to what I was saying. There's been a lot of news that, like, the Cowboys, because I got this on my screen right now, tanking teams in the NFL. I just talked about the Raiders and the Giants. Cowboys is about to be another team that joins that tanking group. Dak tears his hamstring off the bone. He's out for the season. He just got surgery. Do the Cowboys tank for the rest of the year? More than likely, yes. I think they tank for the rest of the year. Are they screwed going into next year? Yes, because if everybody says tank, go get Shador, then you get Dion as your head coach. First of all, let me just tell everybody, Dion is not leaving Colorado anytime soon. it'll probably be another 2 years before he leaves Colorado. Okay, it'll be probably, let me just say that it'll be another 2 to 3 years before he leaves Colorado, and that's just a fact. That is just a fact. He's not going nowhere. Okay? 2, Dallas just paid Dak. Now, they just paid him $60 a year. Okay? They just made him the highest paid player in NFL history. Dak Prescott is the highest paid player in the NFL of all time. Dakota Rain Prescott. Dakota Rain Prescott is the highest paid player in the NFL. But I'm not going to focus on that. Yeah, so if I'm the Raiders or if I'm the Giants, mainly if I'm the Giants, right? Because the Raiders haven't had a good quarterback in years. Neither have the Giants. But we're under quarterback contract purgatory. Do we want another quarterback who's been in the league for 8, 9 years, and damn near 10? Has it been 10 years? No, it's been 8 to 9. Been in the league for some time. A very winning quarterback. He can win you games. Very good quarterback when he's on his P's and Q's. We go get Dak. We're in another contract situation. Stuck with another contract situation. Okay? And his cap hit is $89 million. Okay? The salary cap is 200. I think the salary cap is like 250 to 260. Dakota Rain Prescott takes up $89 million worth of that cap space. Who the hell is picking up that contract? Who? Jerry, in his mind, did not pay Dak to think, I'm going to go draft Shedeur. He did not do that. He didn't. I promise you, he did not do that. He did not pay Dak to think that I'm going to go draft Shedeur. He did not. He didn't. So all that, draft Shedeur, get Deion as your coach because he's going to go where... Y'all don't be listening to that man, Deion. y'all just be like, y'all don't listen to that man. The man said, I don't follow my kids. Okay? I don't go where my kids go. Once my kids leave here, that's it. You know, they're on their own. You know what I'm saying? They go and do they wings are spreading. They gonna fly. You feel me? I don't want to coach in the NFL because the moment I coach those guys that's getting paid and I tell them like, yo, you gotta and they, you gotta step it up. You gotta give me more effort, and they in their mind, I don't gotta give more effort. I'm getting paid. Nigga, I'm already paid. And F out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you could bench them, but they still getting paid. He doesn't want to have to deal with that. You feel me? He doesn't want to have to deal with that. And I think right now, Deion realizes the impact that he's having as a head coach at the collegiate level with these young men. You know, he realizes the impact that he's having on their lives. And I think right now, what that's doing for him, personally for him, if from the outside looking in, from how he talks about it, he feels like this is what he wants to do for the rest of his life. You feel me? So I don't think he wants to go to the NFL and coach in the NFL. Now, there was like some report that says like, oh, he would love to have Dallas part of his career. I really, you know what I'm saying? I believe wholeheartedly in my heart that like that's a long time coming, dog. That's going to be a long time from now. So we know that the Cowboys, they're in coaching purgatory. They're going to try and find a new coach, which your coach went 12-5 for 3 years in a row. You know, and I think the problem is it's really on the defensive side of the ball, and it really falls on Jerry that you guys don't draft, or not don't draft, but you guys don't sign free agents, and you don't do anything to help defense or whatever case may be. Like, this year solely falls on your GM/owner for the Cowboys. It doesn't fall on your head coach. It falls on your GM/owner. And that's just that. And that's why you're in a tanking situation right now. That's why you're tanking now. And this is why reports are saying go draft Shedeur, go draft Deion, go get Deion, da da da. And that's not going to happen. I think, if anything, they don't go quarterback first. They'll probably go wide receiver, or they'll probably go defense. in my opinion. You feel me? They go wide receiver to help CD and give Dak another weapon, or they go running back to get Ashton Genty, which I'm not mad at. You either get Genty or you get like Ollie Gordon or you get Quinshon Junkins, Travion Henderson. You get one of those guys, or defense. You go defense. You go get you a Jordan Birch, or you go get you the kid from Ohio State, the interior lineman from Ohio State, or the kid from Georgia. Like, you feel me? Like, the Cowboys can go so many different ways. And from right now, as a Giants fan, this is what, I'm mad that the Cowboys are going through this while we're going through this. But I'm also happy that they're going through this while we're going through this. Because then when they bounce back, and they're at their best, and when we get our quarterback, because that's all we really, really missing is our quarterback. All right? And a couple pieces on defense. We need another corner, and we need a safety on defense, and then we probably need like one more wide receiver on offense, and we are solid. And maybe like an interior guard, and we are solid. But we could get all of that this offseason. And it'll probably take like 1 to 2 years, which I'm cool with, but at least I would feel positive that next year we can probably be above 500 team, like 9-8. You feel me? Because right now we have losses where, like, if we had a better quarterback, we would be winning these games. And that's a fact. And everybody in the league knows that. I think everybody across the NFL knows that if we did not have Daniel Jones as our quarterback, and we had a better quarterback that doesn't throw the ball 10 yards, and he doesn't wait till he sees the receiver physically open to throw the ball, and he's not throwing 2 red zone turnovers, and he's not, like really, I promise you, when we get a quarterback, it's up in New York, and I can't wait. Joe Shane, I heard his presser today. That's the Giants GM. He said he's expecting to be back next year. Him and Dayball are expecting to be back next year. So I was like, I'm on like the fire them train, blow it all up, start all over. But I'm on also the same train. Like, I would like to see what you guys do with a better quarterback. You feel me? I would like to see what you guys do with a reset in the cap money. You're getting $60 million if you cut Daniel Jones by the first. I think that it, like, if you give them this extra year, if y'all don't do it this extra year, if y'all don't draft the right, if you miss on this draft and you fail on this draft and you don't succeed next year, you have to go. If there's no progression next year, you have to go. Both of you, actually. Actually, the whole coaching staff, really. In my opinion, all 3 of y'all might have to go. Even the defensive coordinator, even though I really like the defensive coordinator. But, I would like to, if anything, I just feel like if we, it's so many like back and forth, because it's like if we fire Dayball, which I'm pretty sure, I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like Dayball is going to get fired. Which I would feel like it's either going to be a mistake or it's going to be like a really good thing. Pros and cons to it, because if it's a pros, like, will our team look better? Cons, like, do we somehow start winning and then win ourselves out of like the top 5 pick? You feel me? Like, it's so many pros and cons in these situations coming up. So yeah, I don't want to dwell on the Giants. Everybody knows the Giants suck. Nobody wants to talk about the Giants. And we're not going to talk about them now until we get our quarterback. So we'll figure that out in a few months. Another thing I wanted to talk about, the Chicago Bears. Is regression a thing in a 10 games in for your rookie quarterback? Mace, I'm going to ignore your comment. Trolling me. Caleb, a disappointment. I want everybody to remember that this is a rookie quarterback and he's only played 10 games in the NFL. Okay. Your OC is not the best. Okay. It took him forever to realize that you have a really good running back in the backfield and you have to find a way to get him started. I don't think they're coaching up Caleb the way he's supposed to be coached up, because it looks like he's doing the same things that he was trying to do at USC, and it's just not working. I feel like you have to find a way to make the system comfortable for him and not the way you want it to be. Like how Cliff Kingsbury is doing it for Jaden Daniels, he is replicating what he's seen Jaden Daniels have success in college. And he's letting Jaden Daniels do that. Now, there's some NFL tweaks to it. It's obviously there's some professional tweaks to it, right? But you see how comfortable Jaden Daniels is in that offense? You seen how comfortable CJ Stroud was in that offense last year. When you put your quarterback in a favorable, comfortable situation, they will succeed. That's a fact. Okay? It's to no surprise that when you, like, what did CJ Gardner Johnson say? Oh, they have who said, was it Cam? No, it was Cam Taylor-Britt right before they played the Bengals. He said, oh, they run like a college-style offense, da-da-da, whatever the case may be. That college-style offense hung 40-something points on your dome piece, right? They put 40 on your bean top. 40 of your bean top. But that's because the quarterback is comfortable in that system. Because it's a system that he's familiar with. Now, what also helps is that Jaden Daniels played a lot of college football. I think he had 55 starts, right? Which was the most out of all of the rookies. And then Caleb went to 2 schools, played really well at both. But Caleb just made the more wow plays, and I think that's what got him that first round pick, that number 1 overall pick in my opinion. He made the more wow plays, the arm talent, the play extender, the mobility, whatever the case may be. But we're seeing, you can't call it regression. This isn't regression. This is a rookie going through the growing pains. This is a rookie going through rookie trials and tribulations. This is what happens when you draft a rookie and you start him early. This is what happens. And I'm not saying that you can't start a rookie early. Shit, if the rookie's good enough to start him early, right? But you have to make sure that your system that you're installing into this new offense, Shane Waldron, the OC for Chicago, and whoever the quarterback's coach is, and then Matt Eberflus, the head coach for Chicago, you have to make sure that this offense is what your quarterback can be comfortable in and not what you can be comfortable in. You feel me? And I think that's the problem that they had with Fields. They didn't do that for Fields, and they didn't do that for Mitch Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? This will be their third quarterback that I think that I don't want to say they ruined him. I don't think they ruined him. It's too early. It's only 10 games. It's only 10 games. The kid doesn't even make it through the season yet, and they still have chances to make the playoffs. It's 10 games, right? There's plenty of time to turn it around. There's plenty of time to clean it up. You just have to put him in situations where he's comfortable in. You have to. And you have to coach him correctly. And that's just where I stand on that. Caleb is not a disappointment. He is exactly who rookie quarterbacks are supposed to be. Struggling rookie. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, CJ and Jaden, those are the, what's the word? Those are the outliers. Those are the times when those are the lottery picks. You feel me? That's your FanDuel pick that you put $5 on and it hit for $4,000. That's what that is. Those are the outliers, the anomalies, right? Anomalies? I think that's right. Yeah, the anomalies. Those are the anomalies because they fit in the system that was built for them. System was built for them. They found success in a system that was built for them. You feel me? And you got to give props to their coaches. Shane Waldron, you're not doing a great job. You didn't do a great job with your quarterback. Matt Eberflus, you're on your third OC, I think, right? And your second quarterback? And both of them, you're potentially missing on both of them? Come on now. There's common denominators in this. There's no way. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. So I just think that, let the kid finish the season. Let Caleb finish the season. And let him go through the progression. Let him go through the growing pains, the tribulations, the trials, whatever the case may be. for the vets to say bench him and start the other guy, y'all know the other guy is clearly not even close to being as good as Caleb. So I don't know what that's about, but I don't think he gives y'all any more of a winning chance than Caleb does, because the play calling is not going to change. Therefore, stick with Caleb, ride it out with Caleb, because when y'all was winning, y'all wasn't saying this. When y'all was winning, y'all wasn't blaming it on Caleb, or y'all was praising Caleb when he threw for 300 yards and some touchdowns. Y'all was praising Caleb. He threw for 300 yards back-to-back weeks. What happened? Y'all lost a couple games because of coaching decisions, right? Because y'all got outplayed. Another rookie quarterback beat y'all, Drake May, who's fitting perfectly in his system, right? I just think that y'all got to give Caleb a little bit more time. I feel like y'all got to give Caleb more time. 10 games is really, y'all are seeing what Jaden is doing. Y'all are comparing him to other people and how they're having their success, and that's just not fair to him. That's not fair to him. It's not. But I digress. I'm moving on. I'm going to, where am I at on time? Yeah, I got about 5 minutes left. Cool. All right, so I wanted to finish up with the MVP rankings, and I'm just going to pull this up on my other screen real quick. Right? Let that pull up. It's taking forever. That's embarrassing. Hold on. Let me go back to my other screen. I don't know. Let me see. Hold up. But yeah, I updated my MVP rankings because we had some last week, and this week I updated it just because I watched some football this weekend, and somebody surprised me that I wasn't expecting to surprise me. So I'm going to show this to y'all, and I want y'all to tell me what you think as soon as I can get this screen up. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, but here we go. All right, these are... What the hell happened? I just had it. Okay, there we go. These are my MVP rankings. Hold on. Why is my camera not on? There we go. There I go. I'm going to move this to this side. All right. These are my MVP updated rankings. Okay. I got you see this gap right here? Y'all see this gap right here? This gap right here is because it's this guy and it's a large gap. I should have made this gap larger. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then it's everybody else. It's this guy and then it's everybody else. I could switch this around a little bit. I made this on Monday. Right? And I really haven't really thought about it too much since then, but this is what I'm looking at, and this is what I got right now. So Lamar Jackson at 1, clear cut. If he finishes what he's projected to finish with, 4,500 yards, 915 rushing yards, maybe even close to 1,000. He might even rush for more. 5 rushing TDs, 41 passing touchdowns, a total of 46 total touchdowns and 3 interceptions. That would probably be the single most greatest football stat line in football history. The greatest single season performance in football history, which would be crazy. So, and I'm sure he's going to win unanimous MVP. If he gets voter fatigue, somebody's going to try and give it to... somebody's going to try and give it to somebody else on this list. Probably Josh Allen. Most likely Josh Allen, depending on how he finishes the year. But right now I got Lamar Jackson. Because people want to take away from Derrick Henry, they're going to put Derrick Henry there. But Derrick Henry also leads the league in rushing, and he also leads the league in rushing touchdowns, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The Ravens are first in every rushing category and every offensive category. I think they're first. So, I mean, and those two play a huge part of it. Mainly Lamar Jackson. People are going to say it's Derrick Henry, but if y'all are watching the games, if y'all are truly watching the games, I think the Bills game was the only game that Derrick Henry got started super early. And that was because of the opening run. And then after that, they was able to just, like, play their game. You feel me? They shut that Bills team down. Bad. It was bad. Okay? It was very bad. But Derrick Henry really, like, the Bengals game, the following week, Derrick Henry didn't really get started until, like, the end of the game. Like, he didn't really get going to the end of the game. The Browns game, he was kind of bottled up a little bit. He rushed for 100 yards the next game. I think the other Bengals game that they just played, I think he had only 70 rushing yards, I think, or 60 to 70, or maybe even maybe 80. But he also had a touchdown. He's had a touchdown in every game, but he's also there's been times where they've bottled him up and Lamar has had to beat them. And, they said, listen, we're not going to let this run game beat us. Lamar Jackson, you're going to have to beat us. And he's done that. He's got 4 touchdowns, total touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. He's balling. He's balling. And not the walk-off TD, but the game-winning TD versus the Bengals on Thursday was crazy. Crazy. That's got to be his MVP photo. When he wins. I don't see any other player winning MVP this year. Now, if he goes on this, I think it's 7 games left in the season for them. 6. What are they, 7-3? 7 games left in the season for them. If they, God forbid, they go on some type of slump, which I doubt, because they look like they've only gotten better every week. They look like they're really only getting better every week. Offensively, I don't know what's going on defensively, but offensively, they're getting better every week, and they look like they've been really impossible to stop at any given point in the game. I don't see them slowing Lamar down. Joe Burrow's third, just because records play a part in the MVP. Yes, records do play a part, and I think that's the only reason why I have the other guy down there, Josh Allen. But Joe Burrow is the second best quarterback in NFL right now. If you look at the numbers, he's the second best quarterback statistically in football. Right now, it's Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, neck and neck. I think as far as passing yards, Lamar is 3 yards less than Joe, but Lamar has more total yards. I think they're close, super close in touchdowns. I think Lamar has the least amount of interceptions in the league with 2. So him and Joe Burrow are battling right now for the first spot in as far as yardage, but that's just about it. It's really been Lamar and everybody else. Clearly the MVP favorite. But then you got Josh Allen. I truly want to drop Josh Allen after seeing how he played versus the Colts, because the interceptions he threw were the one he threw on the sideline to Kenny Moore. It was just you stared him down. You stared the route down. And Kenny Moore just made a really good play. And then the other interception was just an oversale. You threw it right to the linebacker. Not even an oversale. It was an undersale. And you threw it right to the linebacker. I don't know, man. And I really do like Josh Allen. I'm excited to see what he does this Saturday or this Sunday versus Patrick Mahomes and the undefeated Chiefs. Will the Bills be the first team to beat the Chiefs this year? I don't know. Normally, in the regular season, the Bills have the Chiefs numbered. They've beaten them 3 times in the regular season. Their only 2 losses to the Chiefs have been in the postseason, but I really do not know. I really don't know about Josh Allen, man. When they play in the Bills team, they've only beaten 1 team above 500, and that's Seattle. And Seattle, we've seen Seattle go on like this huge slump. Like Seattle went on this super slump, bro. Like out of nowhere, they started off 3-0, and then they just started getting their asses kicked for like 3-4 weeks, and then they beat the dog piss out the Falcons. I think they went like shot for shot with the Falcons, but then ended up like curb stomping them later in the game. And then I don't think they've gotten a win since then neither. So I don't know. They're about to go on a gauntlet. They're about to go on a stretch where, they're about to play a consistent stray of teams with above 500. So we're gonna see how they look, because the last team that they played that's like top of the AFC, which is the Ravens, they got curb stomped 35-10. And Josh Allen only threw for 180 yards. And then when he played another top team in the AFC, Houston, he went 9 for 30. And 1 touchdown to Keon Coleman, who ran it in for like 50 yards. So without that 50-yard play, you wouldn't have a touchdown. And you would have less yards. So, I don't know. And then I got Kyler Murray. I'm throwing Kyler Murray in there because right now he's leading his division. Super tough division. And he's playing a lot better than what was projected. And I like what I'm seeing from Kyler. He just balled over the weekend. I think he had like 3 total touchdowns. I know it was against the Jets, but I mean, we can't praise Josh Allen for beating the Jets and not praise Kyler Murray. We can't do that. We can't do that. I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Nope. And he barely beat the Jets at that. Kyler crushed the Jets. So we can't do that. We cannot do that. And then I got honorable mention, Baker Mayfield balling, even though he's losing 2 losses back to back. Really not bad losses, but like hurt loss, like stinging losses. Like, fuck, I really just lost this game in overtime to Patrick Mahomes, and then a walk-off field goal the defense couldn't hold up against San Francisco. He made a crazy play to get them in field goal range on 4th and, I think it was like 4th and 7. He was pushing off Nick Bosa and then converted the 4th down somehow, some way. I think to Rashad White or Bucky Irvin, one of the 2 running backs. And later on, drove him down to get him in the field goal range and then tied it up. And then they weren't thinking about going into overtime. No boys wanted to win. So the 49ers and Brock Purdy drove down, made some crutch throws, and, they walk up with the L. But they're still in it, though. I mean, Mike Evans comes back this weekend, so we'll see how that looks. Next up is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's starting to play cleaner ball. He is not looking like the Patrick Mahomes that we know, that we love. I want to say there's some injury going on. There's some timing problems going on with the O-line, because the O-line is giving up a little bit more pressure than he's expecting. So he's playing a little bit differently. He's playing a bit more on alert, I should say. He's playing a little bit more on alert. But I got him an honorable mention because, again, you can't ignore records. The man is 9-0, 8-0, 8-0 or 9-0, one of the 2. And he's the last few games he's been balling. I mean, he didn't really do too well versus the Broncos, but that's a divisional game. They know Patrick very well. They've seen Patrick a lot in the last 6, 7, 8 years, and you're going to see him a lot more in the next 8 to 10 years. So they have a lot of film on him, and they played him really well, but obviously not well enough to not get your field goal blocked. So, and then you got Jared Goff. Jared Goff, he was in the MVP conversations. I had him at like where I have Kyler right now, but you just threw 5 interceptions. The only reason why I still got you an honorable mention is because you still got your team a dub. But yeah, this is just what I have right now for MVP rankings. If I could see a little bit more from, like, I don't know, I would probably throw Patrick back in these MVP rankings if he beats out Josh. If he beats Josh this weekend, I'm putting him back in there. I gotta put him back in there. But I don't know, like, Josh is the only one that's really, to me, he's the only one that's a little to me. But right now, clear runaway, Lamar Jackson. Chiefs, right now, best team in the AFC. Can't deny it. Do they get away with some calls? Yes, we all know that. But who doesn't? Best team in the NFC, Lions. Jaden Daniels. I would like to put Jaden Daniels, right? He would be in the same tier as Allen. Nah, he would be in a better tier than Allen. But like I said earlier in the stream, you missed what I said earlier in the stream. I have the Steelers and the Commanders in the same boat. In fact, I probably had the Steelers, the Bills, and the Commanders all in the same boat. It's Terrible Take Tuesday, so this is my terrible take for the day. Clip it. Those are 3 teams that have really good records that don't perform well versus team above 500, and their losses are to all 2 teams above 500. So right now it's about to get real gritty. I'm really mad that I probably left Jaden Daniels off this rookie list. Now that you said that, I left him off this MVP list. I probably should have threw him on there. We could throw him on there. You could put him under Kyler. But I don't know. It's considering a rookie for the MVP is really crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's absolutely insane. But I gotta see him versus the above 500 teams a little bit more. I gotta see you do it against the above 500 teams. Same thing for the Steelers and same thing for the Bills. The other guys that's on this list, they've played lights out against teams above 500. Now, for Burrow, the only thing is, you lose in the big moments. Most of these games, you walked off the field with the lead, and your defense sold you, so I really can't blame that on Burrow. Like, you put up 383 yards and 3 touchdowns, and you still lost. You put up 480-something yards and 4 touchdowns, and you still lost. Like, I don't know what more my man need to do. But, yeah, good call out. No Jaden Daniels. It's just hard to put a rookie in this MVP conversation, even though he's playing really well. He's playing really well. Don't get me wrong. But I need to see it against teams that are above 500. We get to see that on Thursday, actually. We get to see that on Thursday against the Eagles. So, shit, that's his perfect time right there for me to evaluate and put him in this list. And I have nothing against Jaden Daniels. I just was praising him and how he's doing really well in his system that he's in. But again, I need to see that against better teams. Because, 2 of their 7 wins came from the Giants. Some other wins came from teams that are under 500. The Bengals game was probably like their most impressive win to me. The Bengals win was the most impressive win to me. If he would have drove down the field and won this game versus Steelers, which I think it was a first down, but I digress. I probably wouldn't even thought twice about it, but he is one guy that just slipped my mind completely. Thank you for calling that out. But on that note, I'm at the top of my hour, a little bit past my hour mark. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to. No Meech today. Meech will be back next week. We're moving to 1 episode a week. Just because I have a lot of stuff going on. It'll be longer episodes. I'm planning on getting people in here. Okay? I plan on getting people in here. Look, hold on, wait. I'm going to go back to my Discord screen. Hold up. Don't go nowhere. Look. I have a Discord screen. Okay? This is where I will get you guys in at. Right here. Okay, let me pull my face back up because y'all like seeing it. This is where, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to get on the show? Y'all want to say that I'm sounding crazy? Y'all want to be heard? Y'all want to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm live on Twitter and Spaces. If y'all don't want to be seen on screen, y'all can come to Spaces. I'm live on YouTube. And you can just join in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? You're in the chat. You feel me? Just come in this joint. Let me know. I'm welcoming everybody. We could get on this joint and argue. I'm cool with that. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm trying to do. How loud is your take, man? How loud is your take? Okay? That's what we're here for. Volume It Takes, episode 28. Appreciate y'all for coming out. We will be back again next week. Same time, 7 o'clock. I was about to press disconnect. I gotta press end stream on this side. What the fuck am I doing? Hold on, wait. Peace!
3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
Ace